What is an article and how do you evaluate it? Articles are typically printed in a magazine or journal. However, more and more magazines and journals have at least some online component, and there are others that are completely online. What is the difference between a website and an online article? In all honesty, the differences may seem minute, but it is those minute yet distinct elements that can tell you whether a resource reflects scholarship or popular opinion. Again, we are looking at the topic of media and violence. This is a website. How can I tell? If it were a publication, there would be some citation information provided. What journal is this from? If it were a journal article, it would give me the citation information I needed to find it. If I used this in my paper, which I would not recommend because a red flag comes up when looking at the author's credentials, there are none, I would cite it as a web page. Let's look at another website. Is it a web page or an online article, and how can I tell? In this case, this is an online article. Look at the top of the screen. It states PLOS1, a peer-reviewed open access journal. The fact that it is peer-reviewed is important. This means that the content in this journal has been reviewed by peers in the discipline, kind of giving it a stamp of approval. Secondly, it is labeled as a research article. Look at the authors of this article. This website lists their credentials. If we scroll down, we can begin to look at the article. This is a journal article for a peer-reviewed journal that is available online. This should be cited as a journal article. Once I know I have an article, how can I tell whether it should be included in my research? Is the article just some unqualified individual's opinion, or is it considered scholarly? Let's look at the two articles so that we can see some of the differences: author, appearance, and audience. The article we are looking at is entitled TV Cleanup Code Pushed. It was an article in a magazine entitled Broadcast and Cable. Let's look at the three elements we discussed for evaluating websites and apply them here. One of the first questions we should ask is, who wrote it? An individual by the name of Paige Albinek wrote it. Does it list any credentials? What is this person's authority in the field? None is listed. This brings up a red flag. The length of this article suggests that the audience for whom this is written is likely the general public, not scholars or professionals. Appearance. This article is a short clip of information likely intended for the general public. Oftentimes, in the midst of research, more information is needed than an article addressed to the public will touch upon. Let's look at another article. This article is in a journal entitled Journal of Advertising. While in many cases it is true, it should not be assumed that simply because the title uses the name journal in it, that it is a peer-reviewed journal. Let's use the 3 A's to see if we can consider this article a reliable resource. Author. There are 3 authors to this article: Lawrence Ashworth, Martin Pyle, and Ethan Panzer. All 3 give their credentials. Ashworth has a PhD, and both Pyle and Panzer are PhD candidates. This suggests that the authors know what they are talking about. Audience. The language, purpose, and intent of the article all point to a more scholarly audience, rather than the general public. Appearance. The look of this article is boring. It has no advertisements, no color, and no pictures. It likely does not appeal to a general audience. It would appeal to people interested in this topic, not to the general public. Looking at it through these lenses, the article is likely from a peer-reviewed journal and can be used in our research. If you have any questions about articles or websites and how to differentiate between them, please do not hesitate to contact the library at any time for questions. Thank you.